This is not a test.
Let's get ready to rumble! He holding a rock, told it a block, oh, you're fired to my town. They said the game will mold ya. From a rookie to a veteran, with me I'm not settling. Perfection gets me crowned in the ground, stuff to crumble, you can have it until you lose it. Established and proven, unions a movement. AIDS on the beat, got swords on the thoughts. Wind beneath my wings, raise hell with these boys. Collision course when I spore, and now I'm going off. And if your boys run your mouth, I'm like Vic and all your dog. Co-pilot on this ride, where we're going tomorrow. And I'll tell you from the beginning that I'm shooting for the stars. It's been a long,
very, very cool.
long time coming, and I know change gonna come.
I like it.
First and foremost, I would like to thank Bobby Fulper for such an amazing intro video.
No problem.
Bob, do you have like YouTube on or something? I'm hearing a little echo.
Me?
Yeah, turn the volume down, sir.
No, I don't have anything on.
No, I'm just messing with you.
He's in the mood. He's in the mood today. He's in the mood today.
I let it be completely clear that it is showtime. My hair is done.
I like your hair.
You look good. You look
like
good.
it.
I'm like a fat Aquaman.
No, you're not. No, you're not, TJ.
I'm a husky Aquaman. Manatee Man, if you would.
You're not Manatee Man. You're not Manatee Man. That's not even a real character, dog. No, you Aquaman. You Aquaman after. Yeah, you're Aquaman. I'm just gonna drop it. Leave it as that. It's your show.
Aqua de Geo, man.
My God.
Chris Van, what's up, my guy? How are you, sir?
Hey, what's up, Chris?
My brother Alan, what's going on, brother?
Alan, I gotta get Alan's intro going too. Had a lot of where my mother's on because
Yikes.
yeah, they had Christmas at my grandmother's today, and I'm missing it for the show.
Mama Deb, check this out. I'm not gonna keep them long. Actually, you know what? My apologies. You'll have to contact my people, contact your people. They'll get your boy back to you. So
don't worry, DJ. She'll do it.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
It's Lunchbox, Lunchable, and a Happy Meal. Check this out. Yes, that was the Lunchbox intro. If my hair is dry without any product in it, I can hide at least 2 Lunchables, a Slim Jim, a fish stick, a roll of quarters, and maybe some brownies up in there.
I've seen the fro.
And possibly a jar of money.
Oh my God.
What's in the brownies?
Relax. You're on a 10, you're on a 10 already. We need you on a 5.
My man.
Bobby, what I'm trying to do is get the jokes out of the way.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. He's full of them. He's full of them.
Dude, you got me all hour.
He's like a jokeable pillow pet.
Yes, he is.
See where I went with it. Right?
The cease and desist
Ron
letters
Johnson,
will go right to you.
what's up, sir?
What's up, Ron?
So, as most of you guys know, Skirbo, what's happening, my brother? The Three Horsemen.
Smelling something.
Look at that beautiful family. He's got a gorgeous family, doesn't he?
I love him. Prudence, good afternoon, gentlemen. We're going to use the, everybody's saying gentlemen, we're going to use that term very loosely. Very loosely. So as a child, up until my early adulthood, we would go all over to play basketball in Phillipsburg.
Mm-hmm.
We would start off at Mercer Street. What are you smelling? You all right?
He's got Omicron. He can't smell anything.
Right? You got Mario Kart. You can't smell anything.
So fucking weird.
I got it. What are you setting us up for?
I'm not. I'm just like, I don't know what that is.
We're not in the same location, Michael.
It's like
Shorty Waffles. We're not in the same location.
It's like I smell my sister. I don't know where she's at.
Relax. You're on a 12. We need you on a 5.
Oh! I told you I was gonna.
We're 6 minutes in. and
6
he's
minutes.
already.
That's like a record, man.
Mhm.
Hey, I should run for council, right? I've apparently
Yeah, you
fit the
could.
criteria.
You could.
So as I was saying, it's hard to stay composed with Mr. Michael.
If you know, you know. Ugh. Go ahead, TJ. I'm sorry. It's your show.
It was until I clicked go live. So we would play ball all over the place. We would start off at Mercer Street, go to Brainerd Street. We would go to the projects. We would go to the high school. We would go all over, every place that there's a rim. And it's been brought to my attention that some of the rims in Phillipsburg were taken down.
One specifically, what I know for
One
a fact.
specifically at the Norwest Cat Playground, Firth Playground, if you would.
Why
Yes.
was it taken down?
Yeah, Bob, can you enlighten us,
Yeah, I can.
Mr. Fulper?
So I was the liaison to the recreation committee, and approximately a year ago, they had brought up during the recreation advisory committee that the mayor had said that they couldn't have a basketball hoop there because it attracted undesirable.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Is it the mayor? Are we talking about Baby Doll Todd?
We're talking about Mayor Tersigni, yes.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to be clear.
And I don't believe it's up yet to this day. We had brought it to their attention from the Recreation Advisory Committee. I then had the pleasure of contacting the mayor to ask him what he had meant, and I didn't get any response. So,
And basketball was attracting what?
undesirables, quote unquote.
Do we have a definition of undesirables?
I don't think I need to tell you what he meant. I think we know.
Root of origin. Can you use it in a sentence?
Go.
Sure. I can't put the basketball hoop up there because it attracts undesirables.
He's not talking about Larry Bird.
He's not talking about Larry Bird. See, here's my issue, right?
Yeah.
As a child and a young adult and an adult, basketball was my safe haven. Whether it be the Firth Youth Center, the projects. No, there was one court at the projects, and there was a standing line of 30 people waiting to play at all times.
Yeah.
Over
At
at the
all
new
times.
projects.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, even over at Freeman School.
Freeman School. Till Jason Neese ripped it out the ground.
Jason Neese. He was a monster.
Monster.
Yeah.
So what can we do to switch this? It's a whole mentality that needs to be switched up.
So
Basketball brings undesirables. Check this out, right? My nephew, my godson, is 14 years old.
Right.
Mark my words right now. Timestamp this at 8:45. He will be the best basketball player to come out of Phillipsburg ever.
No
How
doubt.
about Matty
Ever.
J?
No question. Matthew Jr. And then these said people that had made these comments are gonna be like, oh, I need your autograph, and he's the
one
best
of
player
us.
at the
He's one of
school.
us.
He's one of us.
Yeah.
Well, we need courtside tickets. This is where I have the issues.
And that has happened already where like I know there's video out there of Todd with me providing medals to like the First Town Falcons basketball team. And to hear again, he didn't say that directly to me. He had said it to members of the Recreation Advisory Committee who were extremely upset with the tone. Right. We know exactly what he meant. Frank Ellis. Dude, I smiled when I saw the name because I actually thought it was Frank McVeigh.
Right.
And I thought he changed his last name to be funny. But then I remembered it's Frankie. So
what's up, brother?
Frankie? Missed that kid. So look, I think that the mentality, the old good old boy mentality in Phillipsburg is that, there it is one of hate. It is. It truly is. I mean, when you use that type of term, I don't know how he grew up or how he was raised, but
I don't care.
I agree.
You
Listen,
are
I
in a
agree.
position. You are
You
in a
represent
spotlight
everybody.
position.
Well, I mean, if you speak to Manny Romero and his family, they could shine the light a little bit more on their interactions with Todd. I know Paul Rummerfield from the Housing Authority has had his own interactions with Todd, where Todd would say things like, because we were looking at what they had called a RAD program, and ultimately what we would have done was we would have knocked down the new projects and replaced them with townhouses similar to that of Greenwich, and
Right.
the town just needed to sign an agreement with the housing projects with the Housing Authority, and Todd had said to Randy, they're not going to move into your neighborhood, Randy. They're going to move into my neighborhood. And he said the same thing to Paul. Paul, those people aren't going to move into your neighborhood. They're going to move into my neighborhood. So when he calls me and he says, well, what he says is very offensive. And I said, yeah, you're absolutely right. And you try and have a conversation with Todd and you try and explain to him that, listen, you can't say these things. And he doesn't care because he just continues to do it.
Listen, I'm by no means famous at all, but I understand the amount of weight that my voice carries, if you will.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, I'm very mindful with every interaction that I have, whoever I talk to, however I talk to them. I'm a man of integrity. The way I act right now is the way I act at a game or at work,
Right.
wherever you find me.
Right.
And it's not with hate.
And I think you find that with a lot of us. Well, a majority of us, right? Like I think
I got my life alert on. We gotta be careful how we talk. I might kill over in here.
I'm saying, we all. Look. I'm an idiot. I act like an idiot. I crack jokes all the time. I know.
No.
I know that I do. I've done it in
No,
council
you're
meetings
not.
when I was an elected official. But it's to liven up the mood, right? Because the mood
Right.
here is it's dull. It's there's a lot of people that have nothing to look forward to.
Not to interrupt you, but it's 1978. Stephen King's Pennywise, when they're driving through the town of Dreary, and it looks so dreary.
Yeah. See, look, Prudence Hoffman. She says hate doesn't get you anywhere ever, right?
Hate, you'll never win. Love begets hate at all times. You'll never win hate with hate.
Right. She's 110% correct. And like I said in the very last show, I had held a lot of hate for quite some time for quite some people, and it dictated the way I had behaved. But you shed that weight.
You said that shit out loud, so now someone like me can hold you accountable. That's just in my circle, how we move. We're all cut from the same cloth.
Mhm.
That's not acceptable. We're better than that, because when we carry hate, all we're doing is allowing people to hold rent in our head for free.
Right. And you 110%, brother. 110%. And
I look like letting y'all fucking live in my head for free. Sorry.
I got some severe dislike for some things, and
that's fine. That's fine.
I say what's on my mind, and
absolutely, as you should. We're allowed to bump heads. We're allowed to disagree.
Right.
Listen, I'm not wearing a high. My name is TJ. I'm from All Saints Regional. Please like me. This is my first day at Phillipsburg High School. I'm not in high school anymore. I don't care if anybody's my friend.
Right.
Sorry.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. That's 100. That's the way it should be, right? But when you're a face of the town, or you're a leader, right, of the town, you shouldn't have that type of attitude. And, you should be the same person that you were when you were knocking on doors. And so far, I've seen it back to back. That didn't happen. And, I'm more upset with the second guy than I was the first guy, because I went door to door for the second guy. I vouched for the second guy. I got my family to, switch and vote for that guy. And I just can't believe that he did an about face immediately getting elected.
Listen,
that's the kind of stuff I don't like.
If you knew better, you would have did better. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Like all the sheep frolicking along, and then here comes Big Bad Wolf in sheep's clothing. Next thing you know, he eating dinner for the next 10 days. Them sheep don't know that.
Yeah. When we found that out the hard way, We did. We found that out the hard way.
Hey, you want to know how you get the warehouses approved, Bobby?
How?
How? You TJ goes down. You TJ, you fucked me up, man.
I have to listen. I have to do it. Listen, you can send me a cease and desist all you want. I rap too, and I rap very well.
Yes, you do.
Here we go.
And the last time I had to make a point about something, I ended up on the 69 News in a positive light with 20,000 views. Don't play with me. Right. Respectfully, I'll tap dance all over this motherfucker.
He's right.
Oh man. Oh, you know what I need, by the way, before we get to I need a Robbie Freckles shirt. Can you hook me up?
Jesus.
I'll get you one.
Okay, thank you.
I don't care.
All right, guys, let's stay the course. Let's stay focused.
Oh yeah, sorry. You know.
So how do I get the warehouses approved? Because that's you would say I want to hear the joke.
What?
The warehouses joke.
Well, how do you get warehouses approved?
Oh, I totally forgot about it. You fill them with baby dolls. Listen, Todd, I don't know if you guys know this. Todd apparently stole his sister-in-law's baby doll collection, and then he like keeps them and talks to them, and he has tea parties at the house, pinkies up, sipping, and which is totally fine. Like, no one's judging a grown-ass man with a baby doll collection. Like, no one's judging. This is 2022, dog. You want to have those dolls? Shoot for it. Go ahead. My thing is, like, the judging comes in when you just have this huge doll collection. At the same time, you're, like, hanging out by the dumpster behind the KFC, exchanging, like, $5 handies for like cigarettes, and you don't even smoke. So like, what are you doing? Stop, Mayor Todd. Can I say is it no. Todd baby doll? No. Don't say it.
No, don't say it.
I'm not even a citizen of the town. You know what? Todd can go fuck himself. Whatever. Hey, shout out to my homie Robbie Freckles. Also shout out to you, Lee Clark. You did a good. You sound super informed about all things going on about the town of Phillipsburg. That was enlightening.
TJ,
I felt dumber listening.
Are you going to be excited to be sued? I mean, when you get your cease and desist?
Me?
It ain't gonna happen. Listen, I'll take that. I don't care. I'll take the show down as fast as I take it down. Another one come back up.
No, I think it was okay. I think everything was okay until he mentioned the $5 handies. I don't know. So the warehousing, by the way, is a great idea. It's and you don't know that it's going to be a warehouse. It could be a manufacturing or a distribution center. Nobody really knows yet, right? Because they just go through a concept. But there's a lot of misinformation being spread out about there. The developer owns the land. That's what he wants to put back there. And you guys grew up there as well.
Yeah.
What's been back there since we were kids? Warehousing.
Nothing.
Right? Well, nothing there, but warehousing across the street.
Well, yeah.
The old Tippett Wood building.
Zappa Plastics was back there.
Right. Lunchbox, the Lunchbox intro, and if I stand corrected, correct me if I'm wrong, was filmed at the very beginning in the Tippett Wood building, correct?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That is where they, you get a lot of the people from the far left claiming, we should Mike Perucci should donate the land. Mike Perucci should donate the land. You should make it a park. Well, how about you donate your house? That land is probably worth what, 20 million? I mean, I personally don't know, but it's a lot of land. Okay.
Right.
If Mike's allowed to do with whatever it is, and I'm speaking like I know him, right? I don't really know Mike Perucci. What I do know of him, I think he's a Peaburg. He's a self-made man. He's a Peaburg guy. He grew up in the town of Phillipsburg. He lived on Chambers Street, put himself through law school, and now look where he is, right? And the reason I know all that about him is because I make it my business to know who's coming into the town of Phillipsburg. But when I found out that he was from the town of Phillipsburg and he's trying to do more in the town of Phillipsburg for the town of Phillipsburg, why wouldn't I support him? That's 200 jobs back on Howard Street.
Why put a leash on that?
Because of who he is. And it's because, everyone has an agenda in the town, and there'll never will be unity. I can promise you. As much as I would like to see it happen, there never will be unity because you have too many people with their own mindset that it's, we want to build a park and trails. Well, you still can. Well, it's on the riverfront. No, it's not on the riverfront. It's a football field and a half away from the riverfront. This is his land. Nobody cried and moaned when the train people built their own building back there and are working on their locomotives, all the oil and everything going into the river. Nobody said a word. But Mike Perucci wants to build a warehouse, and you thought the whole world would have stopped. I mean, it was unbelievable. So 200 jobs to people down there living the way they do. That's a great. You're going to clean up the area. Right. You're not going to have, the vagrancy. You're not going to have the drug usage. It's going to be well lit. But everyone's saying that it's not there for industrial use. Yet at the last council meeting, they just approved the scrapyard permit. I don't know. So
back to this is a good segue. It's a good segue to drug use. For the rest of the show, let's keep the only because I got some younger viewers.
Mm-hmm.
The talks, the bucket talks to themselves.
Priscilla missed out. Excellent comment.
Have at it with the jokes. Have at it with. I curse. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying, Mike. Don't fuck up another sponsorship, Mike.
Don't be tame, Michael.
That's what I do. I burn bridges.
I don't even know who Priscilla is, but thank you, because that's 200 jobs within walking distance for people without transportation.
Yeah, she's right. She's right. And Priscilla happens to be one of my daughter's best friend's mothers.
Okay.
And Danny, by the way, please tell Danny I said hello. Great kids. Great Phillipsburg family, right? Makes sense. But they're a Peaburg family, so they know what the town needs. When you get these other folks that just moved here, or they're using us as a stepping stone from like Catasauqua to Phillipsburg to Trenton, they pretend like they know where the Delaware is, and they pretend like they know what's best for the people here in this town. It's sad.
They pretend that they hang out at Polk Street.
Correct.
Yeah.
But TJ, you were saying you wanted to segue into drug addiction.
When you said drug use,
mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the level of drug addiction in the town.
Well, it's horrible, quite frankly. And see, I don't know. Look, we all know that I have drug addicts in my family. I'm sure everybody's been touched at one point in time by addiction, right? It's sad. It truly is sad. I attribute it to there being nothing to do, nowhere to work. Nowhere to work, because there's a ton of jobs out there now. But socioeconomic status has played a big part in drug usage. I don't think that's, I think that there's been studies left and right. Phillipsburg has been so depressed for so long, in such a depressed
ever since Ingersoll Rand left.
Right.
Mike, I knew there was a reason we brought you here today.
You had
it's true, though. Ever since Ingersoll
100% comedy relief, but I knew there were. Go ahead. Expound.
Once Ingersoll Rand went to Texas, and they were, at the time, they were constantly telling New Jersey the taxes are too high. The taxes are too high. And people in the state and the town didn't care. They were like, well, they are what they are. They are what they are. You're not going to leave. Everything's, you have everything here. They 100% packed up shop and went to Texas. And ever since they did, we've never replaced the jobs, the income. I mean, we didn't, as a town, we didn't do anything. It was just like, well, this is what we are now. And that really, really hurt. And then you saw a spiral. And that's why I think we talk in the town differently growing up, because we were growing up, Ingersoll Rand was still there, still running, right. And then they left. The next generation talks to the town completely different, because the town is completely different. So when you bring up the socioeconomics of the town, you have to immediately bring up Ingersoll Rand, and it was the biggest mistake to let them go. The biggest mistake, and another big mistake in the town, honestly, is not having a supermarket, grocery store where people who don't drive could actually walk to. Like that's a big deal. Like you guys know my family situation back home. You know, that not everybody could go out to Stewartsville, go out to Greenwich on a consistent basis when they don't drive.
Right.
And I think it was really, really crappy of a lot of people to let A-Hearts go and not replace it. Not to let it go. I understand the building was pretty awful.
Right.
No plans to replace it though. Like it's another Ingersoll Rand. Like, okay, it's gone. All right. Well, we don't have a plan B. We're winging it.
Mike, if I may, this is probably the only time where I'm going to have to just say, unfortunately, the town's position, right, from a heartfelt Phillipsburg resident's position, I agree with you wholeheartedly. From a town official's perspective, which I'm not a town official anymore, but from an official perspective, so you see, the town can't tell the owner of the building what they can or what they can't do with that building.
No. It's not a dictatorship. I didn't mean it like that.
And I think we did. Some of us did shop around and look to bring people in, but the owner of that building wanted it such an astronomical amount for that building that I believe he was pushing people away purposely until he found the right people. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. I know Stop and Shop, from what I understand, was looking at one point in time, but when you're asking for like $5 million for that building, it's not a fit. So now we have two fast food chains coming in. And again, I know some people were angry, and I would love to have seen a grocery store there, but you can't tell them what they can and can't do with their land.
Right. And I get it. And I understand a couple things. If you drive up and down 22, we have all the fast foods that you need already, including 2 different prescription pharmacies, several liquor stores.
Yeah.
A grocery store just seems that it would fit. No?
So no, I believe it would. And I think that Phillipsburg's best option right now would be to team up with Lopakon to where the old Big Lots building is, where Superfresh was when we were kids.
Yeah.
And bring a grocery store into that outlet, because that's the only other place. There's no land in Phillipsburg. There's no land. Shout out to Jason Erie, by the way. Jason Erie is on here, and he and his partner are doing a lot in the town of Phillipsburg to redevelop as much as they possibly can, right? For people. Unfortunately, there's some officials that have stepped in and, because there's personal differences and they're not getting anything out of it. But I hope that Jason continues the course. And he had a great idea for a youth center downtown. I mean, I really think there's going to be a lot of good things that come. We just have to weed out the old guys, the good old boy network, bring in the new guys, ones that aren't trying to put money in their pockets and want to put money in your pockets. So,
and realistically, like, listen, I said it before, I don't have a dog in this race. I don't care about who's doing what and what the reason they're doing it for. I care about solutions and outcomes, right?
Right.
To revitalize and make it better, right? Some of my fondest memories, Mike, growing up, my father retired from Ingersoll Rand. So we were fortunate enough to go to the Ingersoll Rand Christmas parties every year at high school,
yeah,
bro.
Man.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
They had the good gifts.
The magician, the magic show, the good. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
I got a Transformer one year and an orange, by the way, with animal crackers. You guys don't forget the animal crackers.
The oranges and the animal crackers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The Transformer Omaricron. I remember that.
Yep. Priscilla's right again, by the way. And Matt, I believe the number was like 30. Alan worked at Superfresh. I didn't know that you could see the comments coming in the last time we were here.
Yeah.
So I had it on like private chat or something. Now that I know that I can see the comments, I'm able to see them. So
I can't see the comments.
Good. We don't need
Mike's so focused on the next zinger.
I know.
So we were talking about the social economics of the town and how it got to the level it did with the drug addiction.
Yes.
Mhm.
Make no
Which-
mistake. Sorry.
which brings my next point, Mercer Street Park.
Mhm.
And Mercer Street Park was set to be named
Jesse Delgado Park.
Jesse Delgado Park.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bob.
Listen, it's no secret. Jesse Delgado was a friend of mine, right?
Sure.
Friend of
Jesse
all
Del-
of us.
We all knew him.
Absolutely.
Jesse Delgado passed away of an overdose, and we were approached by a few people asking us to do something for him. And Randy Piazza then said, what about Mercer Street Park? And I thought it was an excellent tribute, but we wanted to do something for everyone who has lost someone to drug addiction. So we would call it Delgado Recovery Park, but we were going to have a mural there with everyone who was lost. And look, the truth, and I'm just going to speak plainly, okay? The truth, there were a lot of people that were upset because there was of the stigma attached to addiction, but then you had people who were upset because they didn't like him. You had certain town officials who put an end to it. Rob Stetner, I'm just going to say it. Rob Stetner called
Yeah.
Todd Persigny and said, "There's no way you can do that." And I don't know what excuse he made other than the fact that Jesse beat him up every single day after school.
All the
Rob was
time.
bullied. And
All
but
the
Jesse was a
time.
different guy as we grew older. I mean, he was coaching baseball. He was, raising his children. He did move away from Phillipsburg, and we had the votes. We had the votes to do it, and there was so much that we wanted to do, and Harry Wyant said he would support it, and then Harry turned around at the last minute and walked away and said it was because he got an email from his son, and his son said that it shouldn't be done. So Todd vetoed it, and rather than put the family through hell to watch it happen, we just kept it off the agenda and never overrode the vetoed. And we wanted to do something again for everyone. And when you we've named buildings after children, right, who have passed due to like cancer, we've named benches after police officers who have taken their own lives. But it's for awareness, right? So there's a lot of children who have passed for cancer. We've never questioned once, why are we naming it after this one kid? Same thing that I said with addiction was because that's what Harry Wyant had said to me. Well, what did he ever do? And why one person? Well, you always. I'm not even going to get into what did he ever do, right? Because he did a lot. But you can tell I get choked up because there's a lot of anger in me, especially when people talk about guys like Jesse who probably gave more to this community than Todd Persigny, Harry Wyant, and Rob Stetner combined. But he didn't use this town the way they did to make money. He had a problem. He never hurt anybody. It's not like he was. He had an extensive criminal history of anything. He didn't. He had one charge, and it was addiction related, right? To make him a bad guy.
Bobby, the best way to cover up addiction and cure it is to not ever mention it and sweep it under the rug as if it doesn't exist.
Yeah, I know. That's the way they. Yeah, that's the way they all think. But we would have had. It would have been such a great thing to redo that park. DJ Kopese was, we were doing the memorial. I see Jason Erie again talked about we weren't going to make anybody pay for anything. We were literally just going to freely do this as our way of saying, listen, we understand the stigma. We understand it's a problem, and we want to memorialize the ones you lost. We were going to do that for every single family. They were just going to come let us know who we lost. and we were going to have a committee set up, and they were going to memorialize every single person. We didn't want money. We didn't want any, we didn't. I mean, we know you could use that as a fundraiser somewhere along the way, but the town doesn't need to do that. The town should recognize every common man. There's a lot more common people than the 5 families, that consider themselves the elite, that continuously make money.
Hypothetically speaking,
Mhm.
first, I want you to ask me. I'm transparent. There's nothing you can say to me that I haven't said about myself already. Ask me how I became a drug addict. What was the pinnacle point?
Okay. What was the pinnacle point when you had become a drug addict?
I hurt my back playing basketball. I went to a doctor. They prescribed me Vicodin. Little did I know that I had a bunch of other, not a bunch, but more mental health issues and a void inside of me that needed to be filled. Right? So
Right.
if I thought me taking them pills that the doctor prescribed was going to turn me into the monster that I became for the next 15 years of my life, I would have never done that.
Right.
So now I ask you this next question. What if they were to honor me with a park in my name, hypothetically speaking, I pass away? Now, I'm the same person that was awarded a key to the city in that town for the work that I've done in the addiction community.
I think it would go through because Rob Stettner didn't have an issue with you.
I'm a drug addict, though, and at the end of the day, the principal base for not allowing that to go through is because somebody's a drug addict.
Right. And there was a lot of people that had a lot of ugly, horrible things that they were
I
saying.
get it. I understand. Listen, and we'll go right back to I'm not everybody's fan favorite, and I'm sure Jesse wasn't either.
I loved them.
Right.
I love them.
Many of us have, What it comes down to is this gray area that we're speaking of where people make the rules and do whatever they want.
Sure. And there's only one way to change it. And you have to change the system from the inside out. And, we tried. We did. We tried. And we were on our way to doing it. The unfortunate part is we didn't do favors for some people. And, when you're not covering up things or trying to save people's asses when they're under investigation, they turned around and stabbed us right in the back. We wouldn't play along.
How y'all feeling today? We gotta switch up the mood. That was a little disheartening. That put me
sad here, man. Jeez.
That put me in a space. I got this garbage can over here in my podcast space that I have not missed a bottle of water yet today.
How many bottles did you throw?
Today? Just one. I'm one
I threw
for one.
9 of them today. I didn't miss any of mine.
Really?
9 for 9, like Steph Curry.
Mm.
Steph Curry of water bottles, TJ. I'm not trying to brag, boast, and steal your thunder. It's your show. 9 for 9. 9 for 9, dog. Hey, Bobby Fulper.
Yo.
How many bottles you throw?
I none.
Bobby's a poser.
So
Alan's right. Education.
Education.
I had an ignorant attitude when I was a kid. I had an ignorant attitude about what drug addiction truly is. And then when you grow up around it and you start to see it, like I said, I had a lot of friends that used. My brother is a drug addict, and he's recovering. And listen, man, it can hit anybody.
Bro,
Dude,
I got 12 years. I have 12 years clean that I fucking busted my ass for.
Yeah.
Like literally fought for.
You brought up a very good point, TJ, and I would encourage anyone who thinks that they know something about addiction or that addiction is makes you a horrible person. Watch the series Dope Sick on Hulu.
Wow.
Honestly, we're putting the common man in handcuffs
Right.
and letting the white collar criminals walk away.
Right.
Right. Opioids are what started this, and none of them walked away in handcuffs.
Right.
None
Yeah.
of them. That's a problem.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. Yo, and I'm gonna be completely transparent. I started watching Dope Sick, and I was probably like 2 episodes in, and I had to shut it off, and it was too triggering for me.
Too real.
I was
Yeah,
addicted.
I'm like, this ain't it, Chief.
Immediately.
I'm gonna be
So
pissed
fun.
off for a long time watching this.
Yeah. It was such a great show. Michael Keaton did a fantastic job. I was unaware that a majority of it was fiction, but I was unaware that drug company truly did exist until I did the research after, and that's horrible. My father, who was dying of cancer, used OxyContin. They gave him the OxyContin, and they said, well, it was at a pain management clinic, and they said, well, you don't have to worry about addiction. You're already dying. Well, my dad used it one time, flushed the pills because he said he didn't like the way it felt. But I can't imagine what it would be like to be hooked on something like that.
Mike, if you could read that comment out loud, please.
On a lighter note, when Fulper runs for mayor, his campaign slogan should be "Vote for Bobby Fulper" from what is that? Block Chase at Mayoral Race.
There are no
How
plans.
about when I run for mayor?
Yeah, there's no plans for me running in the mayor, running for mayor anytime soon. So
I'm announcing my campaign in like 2 weeks.
I could tell you like this. Some more of my more fond memories of Phillipsburg: Block Chase and Mischief Night.
Mischief Night.
Mischief Night was always a blast for me because I was always the fattest kid in our crew, and I always got the head start. TJ, go ahead, hurry it up. We'll be right behind you.
Bobby Amy, and I'm just going to tell this story. Bobby Amy, I will that kid. I love them. God bless them. Cathers Market. We're out in front of Cathers. We're tic-tacking up Fillmore Street. Police pull up. We're all hiding. Bobby Amy out of nowhere jumps from behind a car and eggs the police car. Now we all have to run. All right. You have like 20 people hiding around the Freeman School area. When Bobby hit the cop car with the egg, it set off. It was like a chain of events. And me and Bobby ended up in the basement of the church on Chambers Street. We went through the basement window because we were being chased throughout.
I remember this.
Town. Yeah. It was unbelievable. I was scared to death. I couldn't believe it. We went from tic-tacking to he egged the cop car. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. But yeah. By the way, Adam's right. I
wanted to read Adam's.
Yeah.
I wanted to by itself. Adam said, I've had stage 4 cancer at 20, and I'm an alcoholic in recovery. Until addiction is labeled as a disease like cancer, nothing is going to change. Education in schools might help as well. You really think us addicts and alcoholics have a choice to be that way? I haven't met one yet.
Yeah, that's deep, man. And Adam, congratulations on being in recovery. That's deep, brother.
Okay. Since we're sharing funny stories, we all had paper routes.
Yes.
We all had paper routes. So I did Lewis Street. Bobby did Chambers and Fillmore. We had this arch nemesis. I'm not going to mention any names. It was the summertime. It was around the 4th of July. We all had old Italian grandfathers that got us fireworks by the boatload. Bobby thought it would be again. I'm not like I'm not a speed demon, and a little heads up would be great. Decides to light off bottle rockets with this gentleman's newspaper in the morning on his front porch. Here I am, passing papers, minding my business. Turns into a full-on sprint, and Bobby sitting on the porch laughing hysterically when I get back to the house.
Yeah, and he had that trademark laugh that if I could somehow capture it today, that I mean, and I'm laughing actually when I bursted out laughing. By the way, I was reading Alan Amy's comment because I can see Bobby Amy doing that. That son of a bitch would constantly get us in all kinds of trouble, man. I ran more because of the shit Bobby Amy did. That it,
I remember in high school. I remember in high school, sophomore year, Bobby, we were in sociology together, and the Bobby Amy he sat in front of me, and he turned around, he goes, "Hey, I want you to know, I got in trouble with the cops last night, and I gave them your name." And I'm like, "No, you didn't." Like, God, that's funny. Okay. I went home after school that day, and sure enough, he did give him my name, and the cops were like, "You're not the kid we talked to." I'm like, "Nope."
Dude, he was just an amazing human being.
Yes, Alan. Yes, y'all did. Alan, listen, you know where the link is at. You can go in this. If you want to come join us, be my guest. This is a family affair.
Bro, listen, I saw Alan so many times. There were a time when I was like 21 years old. I was in 7-Eleven every single night.
I remember Alan from 7-Eleven.
Oh my God. And the Amy family were like one of the first people on the block to have I think was it the Atari Jaguar gaming system?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Be clear. Be clear. Another one, and this was not Bobby. This was, it was Matt, I believe at the time. My mom was the crossing guard on the corner of Fillmore and what's that? What is it? Chambers? No, it's not Chambers Street. It's Lewis. It's Fillmore. What's the street coming down? Hudson.
Yeah,
the corner of Fillmore and Hudson, right? My mom's a crossing guard. We had this water balloon slingshot. We thought it would be a great idea to see how far we could shoot apples. With the water balloon slingshot.
What could possibly go wrong?
Freeman School's right there. And so are the windows.
Oh my God.
My mom was, God bless her soul, she was hot. Boy, oh boy.
And you know, the cops in this town back then were nobody to mess with. Those guys here he comes. Those guys did not fool around, man.
No.
You know, Kenny Monzak, Ed Miranda, and they chased you and didn't stop.
Miranda caught me a couple times.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with Eddie Miranda.
A couple times. It was a mischief night. I thought I could. Alan, remember Dad's that little fence that they had, the old wire fence where he lives right now? And I thought I could jump it, and I ended up Kool-Aiding that motherfucker and taking the whole shit down. And Miranda caught me. Oh, it was tragic. It was tragic. He said, "Come on, TJ, your house is right here," dragging me the whole way. I'm like, "Oh, Marianne about to kick my ass."
Alan, what's up, brother?
Alan, welcome to the show, player.
You guys done said my name 3 times, and like Beetlejuice pop up like this. You know what I'm saying? All right. Yeah. One time, Bobby, to go back to my comment, I think Bobby read it before, but one time we were in Waters Park, and we were walking home. It was a snow day. We had gone sleigh riding with Uncle Jeff and Scotty Segafoose and Todd Segafoose, and we were walking home, and Mickey Frenzy comes running up just to circle around Waters Park to kind of see what's going on or whatever. And Bobby meant to throw the snowball at his car. He had a thing about throwing things at cop cars, Bobby Fulper. You know that. So I don't know what it was, but anyway, he decides to throw a snowball at the cop car. But at that exact moment, Mickey Frenzy gets out, and he hits him dead in the freaking head. I mean, like, boom.
Oh,
so
man.
we ran across that walk bridge, past the First Youth Center. Like, we left Uncle Jeff behind, and we just kept running.
Right.
And I mean, I couldn't keep up with Bobby, of course, but you know, we got all the way to 76 Lewis Street and sat down, and he's like, I hope he's not coming.
Dude, the set on him was amazing. He wasn't scared of anything or anybody.
No.
Mm-mm. Wow.
And if he and the things that TJ does right now, I'm going to say this quite clear. Part of it is because when Bobby was going through what he was going through at the end, when he was dying, he said to TJ, and he said to myself many, many times, not just the line, life is not a dress rehearsal, but on top of that, he said, don't let anybody ever tell you you can't do whatever you want to do. And that attitude that many people might call arrogant, might call assholish, I wish I had a little bit of that, because Bobby Amy installed that in TJ, installed that in me. And that's why TJ does what he does, follows his dreams, constantly writing, constantly working, constantly trying to help the community, constantly trying to help others who have gone through what he has gone through. And then on top of that, me following my dreams and doing the wrestling podcast and doing the sports podcast and just coming up with content that we just want to entertain, we want to educate, we want to inform, we want to help. And that's all we want to do. We don't want to be famous. We don't want to be Joe Rogan. I mean, I can't speak for TJ because I know if he had his way, sure, he'd be better than Joe Rogan. But what I'm saying is,
whatever. I don't want everything that comes with it.
But what I'm saying is that all we want to do is educate, inform, entertain. Mm-hmm. And from this is the third time you guys have been on this damn thing. I was thoroughly informed, educated, and entertained the first two parts, and so far today. So I want to applaud you guys for doing that. Even you, Mike.
I mean, look, they added that. Mike, and it went off the rails. But Mike, I do love you.
Yeah, I know you lost me at the $5 hand job thing. I don't know what happened there. But...
it's like I have Tourette's. Sometimes it just comes out.
TJ's gone now.
I
can't work for nothing with you guys.
Unbelievable.
My filter isn't as good as everyone else's.
Well, I think that
I'm working on it, though.
I love what you guys are doing.
I like Matt Skirbo's comment there, T.
Yeah, I'm reading it now, Alan. You're a better public speaker or a public reader than I am. If you want to go ahead and give that a whirl.
All right, Matt Skirbo says Bobby was there for me when I was in a dark place at age 20. He gave me support and guidance, love and respect. I think about him every day, and I'm blessed to have had such a great friend to lift me up at my darkest moment in life. The thing with Bobby is this, much like the people in this room right here, and I'm excluding myself. I'm talking about you three. He cared about Phillipsburg. He would have never left. He would have been right there with you fighting the fight, Bobby. He would have been right there with you trying to help out any way he could as far as the police force goes. I'm sure by now he would have been something of importance in the town. He would have gotten involved. He loved kids. He loved getting involved with kids. He loved going to people's houses where he knew there was a problem there and straightening kids out. He did that 100 times, 1,000 times. I've heard so many damn stories since he passed away about, oh my God, your brother helped me in so many different ways. Sometimes in this life, it's not how many people you know. It's how many people remember you when you're gone.
Your brother.
Well said.
And so many people remember him for many different reasons. They were friends with him. Some people thought he was an asshole. Some people thought he was a rock star. Some people thought he was God or close to it or a God. But underneath it all, let me tell you about the guy that I grew up with. He loved his family, first and foremost. All right. He loved each and every member. There wasn't a member of our family. We would go to D. Victoria reunions every year, and he loved each and every one of them. He loved TJ to the max. TJ was the fourth Amy brother. All right. He never considered him anything else. He didn't say, oh, he's just Matt's buddy from next door. No, he was the fourth Amy brother. Make no mistake about it. TJ grew up in 78. We grew up in 76. And on top of all that, the outside layer that he threw at all you guys, trying to be cool, trying to be tough, trying to be edgy, trying to be a dick, that wasn't the real him. The real him was the guy that at night we would sneak out our back window on 76 Low Street, crawl up onto the roof, and sit up and look at the stars and talk about life, talk about the future, talk about the things that he wanted to do, talk about girls, talk about everything. All right. Nobody knew that side of him but me, and I treasure that. I treasure that. That being said, you guys knew the other side, especially you, Bobby. You guys knew the side of him of that was out there, that just wanted everyone to know who the hell he was, and he didn't give a fuck who you were. He's going to do whatever the hell he wants.
It's what I loved about him. And, listen, you're right. Before Bobby had passed, I went through a tough time myself, a very dark time in 2009. And Bobby was at my house all the time. And, then I remember when he had first gotten sick and he called me, and I couldn't believe it because he sounded so good on the phone. I remember I was working for a company called CCS, and he called me and he says, I have to go down to Philly. My blood work came back bad. He goes, they think I have some form of cancer. And I'm like, what do you mean? You're healthy. There's no way, because you couldn't tell, and he didn't even tell me that he was terminal. His wife actually told me that the doctor told him that he was terminal.
Right.
But 2 weeks before he passed, he met me at Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I mean? And because I'd fixed a laptop for him.
For an iced coffee black.
Yeah, bro. And then I knew, but I had already known because Nicole had told me that they diagnosed him as terminal. But he didn't want to believe it because he still loved life and he was so full of life. And, I don't believe that he was in denial. I think he accepted it, but I think that he just wanted all of us to be okay.
Yep.
And I'll never forget that. You know what I mean? I'll never forget a lot of the shit that Bobby did, but yeah, I don't know, man. You're 110% correct, and I could see. I don't think I've ever got to see that side of him. Maybe one or two glimpses into it. I can think of one when he first was going through the police academy. We had a very long conversation in the library parking lot. And then the other when we were in high school, and he's a good kid, man. I even said to him, "Are you sure you want to be a cop?" And he says, because I couldn't believe it, and I said, "Are you sure?"
Right. Because when think about it, you and him when you were kids, compared to what you and him became. You know what I mean? People who are elected officials, people who care about the town. And in Bobby's case, he was a police officer, so he took care of the town in his way. And from what I used to laugh about it all the time. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is the kid that used to throw snowballs at police officers, and now he's a police officer himself.
They make the best cops, though.
Just saying.
They make the best cops.
And a shout out to my brother Matt, by the way, who has been an amazing cop also.
Yes, he has.
And is I think 16 or 17 months away from retirement already.
It's almost over for him. The life at the end of the tunnel.
So kudos to him. Because I'm still pretty close to him, and we get together once in a while, and so shout out to Matt, and also I really love Mike for mentioning 7-Eleven, because anytime 7-Eleven gets mentioned, my ears perk up like a German Shepherd, and I get really excited because that was by far the best 10 years of my life.
You and Nancy, brother.
Shout out to Nancy, Shannon. If any of you are watching this, Big John LaCour, Rob McQuell, and anybody that came in there, Bobby included. Bobby's mom, Deb, was in there all the time.
Yeah, such a good time there.
It was great.
I would have not met half the town if I didn't work at that store from 1994 to 2004. Yeah, this is Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Hey, you.
Yes, Bobby. She's named after the Macho Man's manager. Just to let you know,
Dude.
She absolutely is. Yes. It was either that or Princess Leia, and so my wife chose Elizabeth. There you go.
Oh yeah,
that's her. That's Elizabeth. She's 5 years old now. That's my youngest.
Oh,
but anyway,
man.
kudos to all you guys. All right, and I'm gonna get out of here. But kudos to all you guys for what you do, and just keep up the good work. And these three sessions that you guys have had, honestly, you guys should revisit this. I'm not saying once every week, but like once a month or once every couple months, just to kind of, keep the town informed about what's really going on. Because I know that you speak the truth, whether people like it or not. You speak the truth. TJ speaks the truth, no matter what,
Yeah.
And you can also keep people involved. People, you can if certain things come up that people need to get involved in, or maybe there's events coming up that the town needs to get involved in, you could also come on and promote that, because TJ's built a great audience here. He has a lot of friends, and he I'm very, very proud of him. And just keep doing what you're doing, and I'm proud of all of you, even you, Mike.
So thank you, Alan.
Before you go, before you go,
right?
You also have a couple shows yourself. Tell them when and where they can find your shows.
Tonight, 6:00 live on this very channel, on this very YouTube channel, Around the Turnbuckle, our weekly Sunday professional wrestling show where we interview local stars. I showcase local stars in the PA, Jersey, New York area mostly, but once in a while I get people from around the country. I've even had people from over in Europe, but that's neither here nor there. I really try to stay local, and guys who are trying to make it in this business, trying to get signed by AEW or WWE, to come on and tell their story, say how they got into the business, who trained them, have the fans come on and they ask questions. Big shout out to Chris Vant. You guys know him.
Yes.
Chris Vant watches every single show that TJ and I do. He watches the wrestling shows, the sports show we do on Tuesday night, and that's the other show TJ's talking about. On Tuesday nights at 6:00 or 7:00 rather, we do a Home Team Sports, which is kind of like an around the horn thing, Bobby, but it's just fans talking about sports.
That's cool.
We're not experts. We just give our opinions. So that's really fun to do with the guys that I do it with, and we have a blast doing that show. But the wrestling show's on tonight at 6:00, and the sports show is on Tuesdays at 7.
Alan, I just have to ask. I know the Rumble was last night.
It was. I watched it.
I had to tap out after like 4 hours.
It was only 3 hours and 50 minutes.
No, dude, it was long.
No, it was a good 4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, when did they become marathon sessions?
What happened there was Vince McMahon wants these premium events to be, 3-4 hours long, because he thinks he can hold, the fans' interest for that long. Some people, obviously, he can. There's diehards out there, sure. But, I mean, the only they're not called pay-per-views anymore. They're called premium events, whatever. But the only pay-per-views that are that long are the major 4. That's the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Those 4 are the ones that are 4 hours long. All the rest of them, they try to keep it under 3. Now, is it a lot? Yeah, it's a lot, especially if you start watching on the preview show, which started at 7, and then the event itself wasn't over till midnight. That's 5 hours. So, I mean, if you invested that much time,
I watched the whole thing.
To you. I mean, whatever. But, I mean, myself and the guys got together yesterday, and we had a preview show, which you can find on this YouTube channel. It was the Royal Rumble preview show where we made our predictions. I had Mark Mest, who is a promoter down in Blandon, PA. I had his right-hand man with us. I had Brickhouse. TJ knows who that is. And I had the professor, my partner, shout out to him, the professor, Keith Weilman, who was on there with me, and we broke it all down for you. And we do that. We only do that for the Rumble, Mania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series for that reason. The rest of it, we just stay indie. We don't talk. We don't come on and talk about WWE all day long, because anymore WWE is not what it used to be. All right, I grew up with Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man Randy Savage and Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper.
I couldn't name half the guys nowadays. I really couldn't. but other than Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. That's pretty much it.
Well, you left out the Ultimate Warrior, but I'm not going to hold that against you.
Oh, stop!
Well,
it.
I haven't. You know,
Stop
God,
it.
And the
God
Undertaker,
God
but
rest
here we are.
God rest his soul.
That guy, as far as characters go, he was a terrible wrestler. Like, I'm glad that he shook the hell out of ring ropes, you know.
The best part about him was his entrance, Mike.
He didn't do anything. Like there were so many better guys like from the roster back in the day, like Heart Foundation, Demolition. You got hell. I'll even give you the Killer Bees when they would switch the masks.
Man said the Killer Bees.
Like I was like, this is fantastic.
TJ, kick Mike off the show.
Yeah, TJ. All I tried to do was go away and say, you know, kudos to all you guys for doing a good job. And then Bob got to talk about wrestling.
You want to kick me off for Ultimate Warrior comments after everything I said about everything else? That's why you want me off? Because I said Ultimate Warrior stinks? You know,
Frank Ellis, Jake the Snake.
Jake the Snake.
Yes, Jake the Snake.
Yeah. Cool entrance music on Jake the Snake, by the way.
When it was title versus title, WrestleMania.
Now you guys hate.
You guys were talking about Coco Beware.
For real, you guys were talking about addiction. Talk about a story. Jake the Snake is a revelation. Jake the Snake,
he beat it.
Dark place in a dark area, and it took his buddy DDP to go and basically save his life and say there are people out there who care about you. And you know, Jake was at a point where his entire family kind of were done with him and pushed him aside, and he was gonna die. And DDP goes down, takes him in, has him live with him. I mean, he's a hell of a story, hell of a redemption story, and a hell of a recovery story. If you want to talk about, you know, recovering at it, that's
Jake
one
Roberts,
of the famous ones right there. Jake the Snake.
Jake Roberts, dark. I mean, wrestling comes from a wrestling family, royalty, but his dad really messed him up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
His dad was just an awful human being.
Yep. Absolutely. So I'm going to let you guys go. But I appreciate you having me on.
My brother, love you.
And much love. And I'm going to keep watching and keep doing your thing, Bobby. And I know you're like, there's no future plans for you being mayor. But I'm going to tell you right now, if in 10 years from now that's still the case, I'm going to be very disappointed. But that's me.
I appreciate that, brother. I will let you know if there are already plans. But as of right now, I'm enjoying my time.
Dude, I will show up front and center and hand out whatever you want me to hand out. That's no joke.
Bobby, I will fly back.
I'm not running.
No, I'm saying it should that day come.
See you later, guys.
Take care. No, Mike, if you have anything to do with the campaign, I'm not running. I'll lose.
No,
I lost by 99 votes this time around. I'll lose by like 7,000.
People love me. I speak the truth.
So did I, and I lost.
Yeah, but you don't speak it like I do. Like I'm entertaining.
No, yeah, listen.
Come on. Baby doll warehouses.
I
write bumper stickers.
Before we go, Mike, why you been so quiet this whole episode?
Who?
What are you trying to do? You're like pulling a lawnmower. That's what it is. That's what you're doing right now. You're yanking. You're like yanking a lawnmower. Go ahead.
I haven't been quiet.
No, you said a lot. You
got to go back to the first 10 minutes of the show.
No, we don't. No, we damn sure don't.
No. When we were in the waiting room?
Oh, no, we definitely don't got to do that.
Mm-mm.
Don't do the waiting room
love
stuff.
You too, Al.
Much love, Al. Appreciate you, bro. Always,
man. That was honestly that was a lot of fun. I really do appreciate the trip down memory lane, guys.
How do you guys feel about the once a month thing?
I'm good. I'm great. Listen, I am available to any of you whenever you need me. Like I said, I am enjoying my time with my family and my friends, brother.
Right.
My only obligation quite right now at this point, outside of my family and friends, is that I am still the chairman of the Phillipsburg Republican Committee. So, other than that, I'm having a lot of fun. I have my podcast. I did bring my podcast from the right back.
Yep.
Yes. What about you, Comedy Central over there?
Yeah.
You down?
I just got my obligations to CBS Radio. I am free to do this once a month if you guys want to.
Yeah,
I think it would be I think it would be amazing.
I mean, I have fun. I
would love to, Megan.
It's good.
Trust me.
It's informative. It's sometimes stupid, but stupid is good.
Yeah, listen, we gotta break up the monotony sometimes.
Right.
This show covered all the.
We did. We covered everything you want, and I knew when you would talk to me earlier today, you said you were going to have some questions, and I don't ever prepare, so I don't. I'd say fire away because I'm just going to tell the truth, and
you lose authenticity when you
exactly
right.
Like
I would say that all the time
because our personalities come out,
right?
And like we were talking about earlier, TJ, this is who you are. And people that know that. And Bobby Fulper, same thing. Like, this is who you are. And for better or worse, this is who I am. Like, this is me. Like, this. If you're upset, sorry.
Even if it's worse.
Sorry, Robbie Freckles.
To know us is to love us, if you would.
Right.
Yeah. Jason Erie might take you up on that, brother.
Yeah. Hey, Adam Hanasak, if you're watching, I want you to come on so you could share your story as well.
I would love to
set
watch
it up
that.
for like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, I would love to see. I would love to watch that show.
Frankie Ellis, thank you for tuning in. Prudence, thank you for tuning in. Thank you everybody that tuned in today, man.
Seriously, guys, we have a great town. I mean, even those who moved out
for sure,
and are doing so, and like Megan Box, Megan Burnell, she's teaching, right?
Yeah,
went to the University of Florida. Am I correct? I hope I'm right. But she moved out of town. She lived at 85 Lewis, and she's doing a great job down in Florida.
Absolutely.
And if Melissa and I can get out of Phillipsburg for a week, we'll come down and visit.
Love it.
You guys are always welcome in Memphis.
I'm coming just for the barbecue. I heard
hell yeah, you should.
I heard it was. I heard it was top notch.
My guest room, like, dude, the barbecue. It's yeah.
Hey, Mike, why do you think Robbie Freckles dodged me in the boxing charity event? I know.
Wait, was that a question?
TJ, it was Matty Skirbo has a comment.
Read it.
It says, "Hey, Mike, why do you think Robbie Freckles dodged me in the boxing charity event?"
Because he's a giant pussy. And I could say that. Wait, is there kids listening still? I meant
probably not.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going to stand by what I said.
Them from the screen when you were given the $5.
Yeah.
Yes, Michelle. Thank you.
Listen. I wish Freckles went after dirty cops like his dad as hard as he went after Jesse Delgado for being an addict.
I agree.
So,
I would agree with that.
Yeah, but I would say that to Rob's face.
Right. No, and that's the best part about that, honestly, Mike, truthfully. And that's what I love about both you guys, because you're just like me in that regard. You will say it regardless, whether you're on air, video, or you're in front of someone's face. And that
matters none to me.
Right.
No.
And that's the way we are, because that's the way we're built, right? We don't do it behind your back. We do it to your face.
No. And Bobby, every time I come back into town and we hook up with Randy and Frank, and I don't care who's around. I don't care. I will say what I say because I stand by it. I mean it.
Worried that Randy Piazza is drunk 23 out of the 24 hours of the day? I'm just kidding, by the way. I just needed to say it. Randy hasn't drank in quite some time. He's saving himself for St. Patrick's Day. So I just wanted to, he's on a hiatus. He's not really drunk 23 out of 24 hours a day.
No.
Now that will light up the Democrat Facebook like crazy. All right, Randy.
I love Randy.
Gentlemen, I appreciate y'all to the utmost.
TJ, brother.
It's always a pleasure. That's always a pleasure.
Let's do this once a month. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
We'll burn bridges. Let's do it.
Game.
Listen, I dump gasoline all over that motherfucker. Start flicking matches.
I'll bring the flamethrower.
Yeah.
I mean, the next time I come on, I'm going to change my name to Agent Orange.
So, if I may, real quick, I just want to, because I will never ever leave a show without saying this.
Mm-hmm.
Frank McVay was set up. He's innocent,
Yes.
and everyone's going to see it. Just put it out there.
Frank McVay is one of the greatest, seriously, greatest people I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and
100%.
so thankful that I could call him a friend, and that
100%.
we still are as close as we've ever been. Like, Frank is that awesome. Seriously.
He really is.
BJ, run it back.
Yo, BJ.
Gentlemen. Yes.
Yo, man.
We are
a blast from the past.
We are out of here for today. Gentlemen, don't go anywhere as I end the show. I'm going to talk to you when we're done. Appreciate y'all.
This is not a test.